Alright, hello fun and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at the AnotherOne M1 Carbine mod, which is being made by user Glorious Warrior. And what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is the real-world M1 Carbine, and I have been having so much fun with this gun, as not only is it, as mentioned, a real-world weapon from World War II, and I always love historic guns being added into the game, but also, I've actually shot these in real life a couple of times, and they are fun to shoot, and I've been having an equally fun time here in the game with them. So let's jump on over here and have a look at what we do get with the M1 Carbine, which in its most standard form will deal just 15 damage with a 38 round, with a firing rate of 83, range of 119, accuracy of 71 for a weight of 8.7. And as you can see here, this thing is beautifully made. Very nice on the modeling and texturing for this, and it has a load of different modifications for you to customize this thing to your heart's desire, and it is pretty darn cool. Now, you can see with the low damage, it is kind of an early game weapon, and even with the modifications here, without any additional perks on your character sheet, it's never gonna do a huge amount of damage, so definitely is kind of an early to mid-ish game gun, but still a fun one to play around with. Now, as for how you do get your hands on one of these lovely things, well boy, you got some options. Now, first and foremost, there is one you can find just sitting out there in the world behind the robotics disposal ground building, as you can see on the video here I shot earlier. Now, you can also find it at traders starting at level 5, thus the early game thing, and enemies will start carrying them at level 25, which I actually find a bit odd. You'd think with the low level nature of the gun, you'd find it a bit more quickly on enemies, but oh well. And finally, there's one more way to get it, and that's to go to any chemistry station in the world, where you can build yourself an M1 Carbine for just some aluminum gears, screws, springs, steel, wood, and rank 3 in gun nut. So not hard to get your hands on one of these things. You've got plenty of options, and I quite like it for that reason. You can either pick one up real early at the robotics disposal yard, buy it, or, you know, just build it. Good times. Now let's take a look at what we do get on the modification side of things, and starting with the receiver category, where it's the pretty typical stuff. You got standard, hair trigger, calibrated, on up to calibrated powerful, and advanced receiver, which receiver-wise will give you the most damage there at 26. Now, as usual, that's without any perks, so just with the base damage. Now then, the barrel category, we've got the standard short, a medium, or a long barrel to really help with that range and accuracy. We then, in the stocks, have just two options of either the full standard stock or a comfort stock for more accuracy there. Very nice. Now in the magazine category, we've got a 15 round, a 20 round, and a 30 round, which is pretty cool there. Some nice ammo capacity. In sights, we've got a fair few options. We've got either no optics, NIDAR sights, Seymour, Barska, Aimpoint, T1, M2s, M3s, and a variety of others I'm not gonna go through, which is very good. You got a lot of lovely options here, which I always do enjoy. Now, in the muzzle category, we then have either a standard, nothing really there, a muzzle flash hider, a compensator, muzzle brake, a Gemtech suppressor, phantom suppressor with cover, and then just, like, nothing at all. And then in the left rail, if you do want to have some rail attachments on this thing, you can either have none, which is standard, a flashlight, or a laser sight. We then also do have, just kind of skip down one category, a right rail, which can do the same, so you can add on a flashlight or laser light there. And going back to material, always like having some aesthetic options, and we've got a lot of great different colors in here, of either black wood, dark brown, light brown, maple, polymer, redwood, walnut, which is the standard one, and finally a white wood, which is very nice to have all these different texture options. And then we have the iron sights. If you actually don't want to have any of the sights up here, the actual optics, there is an iron sight category where you can either have a standard or an extended one. And then we even have another category below that where you can make it either glow sight or not. And then finally, we have a damage modifier where you can either go from 0% additional damage all the way up to plus 99%. Now, you guys know my opinion on these. I wish it had a requirement, because otherwise it kind of feels like cheating. But even with the plus 99, with the amount you get from the receivers up here, yeah, not a lot of additional damage. That's why I said earlier it's very much a sort of early to mid-game gun. Now, for anyone who's, played around with a lot of mods in the past, you might have seen that a lot of these different modifications are very similar to ones from another mod, and that's because all of the modifications for this weapon come from the Springfield Armory M1A mod, which is required to make this thing function. Not only does it borrow all of its various modifications, but it is also required for the animations on this gun pulling from that gun there, which is why over here in the chemistry station you did see that I had the M1A rifle as well to be able to be built. That is a requirement for the M1 Carbine to function. So let's take a look at this thing in use and go ahead and grab my two modified ones that I made earlier. There we go. And let's pull out the standard and take some shots, and let's see how this thing works. There we go. Very nice gun. Not a whole lot of recoil on it. Pretty decent speed, though. If you are just pulling the trigger as fast as possible, it's got quite a lovely fire rate there, which is always good. Now let's take a look at one of the modified ones. We've got the suppressed one here with just the basic thing. Very nice little scope, little nice medium range, a sniper rifle. And very nice there. Very cool. And very good on that animation, again, borrowed from that Springfield Armory M1A mod. Now then, finally, the tactical calibrated one, which I also just realized I forgot to spawn myself in more bullets, so I may have to go to God mode to kill our our Deathclaw here in a moment, but you know what, with the good 30-round magazine there, a nice sort of hollow sight, and a good firing rate, this is a pretty fun little early game gun. I do quite like it, and it's nice having another 38 caliber weapon in the game, as I always do enjoy them. So let's actually see this thing in use, and oh boy, which one did I make that was more powerful? Honestly, not too much difference between these two. 40 was the max I got, 36 isn't too bad, and with the higher ammo count, probably good to use that one. So let's, oh boy, get close over by the stairs, because yeah, we're probably gonna have to God mode to finish up killing this thing. And paste in a Deathclaw, run away! There we go. Hi, Deathclaw. Let's get some nice shots on your, let's get just the normal body there. And not a lot of action points since I did run. Alright, I need you to turn around, please. There we go. Alright, we'll go for, I think, like 2 magazines that we can do. There we are with the 30 rounds in there. That is quite a lot, but, you know, we actually might be able to do it without going into God mode. If I can actually get some good shots. Oh, I'm not really hitting its belly much here. Oh boy, alright, let's see if we can actually do it without going into God mode first. Oh, I need you to come back, buddy. I need to hit you in the belly. Whoa, and I got him, yes! Without cheating on bullets, I got him. Perfect, so we did go through a little over 2 magazines to kill him, but it did happen. So even with, you know, it's not that great of stats damage-wise, it can still certainly serve you into that mid-game period, and it is just a nice historic gun, because, I mean, come on, it wasn't like an M1 Carbine, it's just a fun little gun to plink around with. So if you would like to take a look at this mod for yourself, which I'd certainly recommend you go and do, you can have a look at the link in the description, as per usual, but that is going to be it for this one today. Hopefully you all have enjoyed, and you do come back for the next episode, when hopefully we'll be looking at yet another wonderful mod. But until that time, thank you for watching, as always, have a good one.